Hello everyone, welcome back. This is lecture 2, class 9, subject English. In this lecture, we will discuss some more explanation of chapter 9 of Beehive, that is the bond of love. So, in this lecture, we will discuss a brief summary of the chapter, then the theme of the chapter, title, that how is the title apt, then message conveyed through the story, new words used in the chapter, and then we will discuss the homework solutions, that is the answers of the textual questions that were given to you to do in your previous lecture. Let's start with the summary. Chapter number 9, the bond of love. Summary of the chapter. In the story, the narrator highlights the emotional bond shared by his wife and their pet bear named Bruno. He got the baby bear in an accident and presented it to his wife. She named the bear Bruno and treated it like a baby. The bear was fed milk with a bottle and later it started eating different food items. So this story is about the bond shared by the narrator's wife with their pet Bruno. He enjoyed eating and drinking everything and anything. Bruno was attached to everyone, including their tenants' children and their pet Alsatian dogs. It would play, run around the house and even sleep in their bed. So this was the kind of bond shared with the pet Bruno. One day what happened? Accidentally it ate a poison, barium carbonate, which had been kept in the library to kill mice and rats. Bruno was under a fit of paralysis and was taken to a veterinary doctor. He was injected twice and finally revived. After a while, Bruno resumed eating normally. So one day what happened? Bruno mistakenly ate the poison, that is barium carbonate, that was actually kept to kill mice and rats, and after eating that he suffered under a fit of paralysis. Then he was taken to a doctor and after being injected twice he finally revived and started eating and doing everything normally. In another incident, he drank a gallon, that is the engine oil, of old engine oil which the narrator had kept to fight a termite attack. This did not have any ill effect on Bruno. As days passed, Bruno grew bigger but remained as sweet and playful. So what happened? In another incident, he all drank the old engine oil, but with God's grace there was no effect on his health. Now when the days passed, Bruno started growing and it grew bigger, but his habits remained same. There was no change in his habits. The narrator's wife changed his name to Baba as it grew bigger in size, which was a Hindustani word for a small boy. He had learned a few tricks too. When commanded Baba wrestle or Baba box, he would tackle and overpower the person. When ordered Baba hold gun, he would point a stick at the person. When asked Baba, where is baby? He would take out the piece of wood and would cradle it affectionately like a baby. So these were the commands which were being followed by Bruno, and also as it grew bigger in size, his name was changed from Bruno to Baba. That actually means a small boy. As he was big now, he had to be chained because he could harm the tenant's children. The narrator, his son, and their friends advised the narrator's wife to send Baba to a zoo, as he was too big to be kept as a pet at home. She gave in, and finally, after taking consent from the zoo in charge, they packed Baba in a cage and sent him to the zoo at Mysore. So finally, when Baba grew bigger in size, he was sent to a zoo at Mysore. Everyone missed him but felt relieved, as it was not comfortable to keep him at home. The narrator's wife missed Baba immensely. That means she used to miss a lot. She cried and worried about him. She wrote letters to the zoo in charge to ask about Baba's well-being. They replied that Baba was fine but did not eat and remained sad much like her. So everyone used to miss Baba a lot, as everyone was attached to Baba. But the narrator's wife did not even eat and drink for few days, and she used to cry and used to worry about him a lot. She even wrote letters to know about Baba's well-being, and in return she got to know that Baba was also sad, and that means that Baba was also missing her a lot. She would ask her friends visiting Mysore to visit Baba. Everyone said that he was sad and appeared thin. After 3 months had passed, the narrator's wife convinced him to take her to meet Baba. Everyone had predicted that the bear would not recognize her, but she had not even reached the cage when Baba recognized her. So when 3 months passed, she finally visited the zoo, and everyone was thinking that Baba would not be recognizing narrator's wife. But as soon as she reached the zoo entrance gate, Baba started jumping with happiness. He stood on his 2 paws and was delighted, was happy to see her. She petted Baba and fed him his favorite food. She spent 3 hours there until the visiting hours ended and left teary-eyed. She requested the zoo in charge to allow them to take Baba back, for which they had to take permission from the superintendent in Bangalore. So, when it was about to close the zoo, she left the zoo with teary eyes, and Baba was also crying. Then, seeing both of the conditions, the narrator decided to take Baba back, and she requested the zoo in charge to allow them to take Baba back, but for that they needed the legal permission. As they got the required permission, Baba was put in a cage. The cage kept on top of their car, and Baba was brought back home. They got a special island made for Baba to live on. It was surrounded by a deep dry pit. So, as they got the permission, Baba was packed in a cage and was returned back. They made a special island for Baba, as Baba was much bigger in size. Baba was provided with his belongings: a box to sleep in, straw to keep him warm, his stick and piece of wood to play with. The narrator's wife would visit Baba on the island by swinging on a rope tied to a mango tree. She would make the big bear sit in her lap like a kid for hours and would pat him affectionately. So everything was provided that was needed by Baba was provided in his island only, and the narrator's wife used to visit Baba for long hours, and Baba used to lie in her lap. Let's discuss the theme of the chapter. The theme of the story is that even wild animals like sloth bears have emotions, affection, and deep bonds. The story is developed around the concept that love is reciprocal. Even animals respond sincerely to the affection and care shown to them by human beings. In fact, the emotional bond that animals form is so strong that they do not easily forget those who care for and love them. So, the theme of the chapter is that even wild animals like bears are full of emotion, affection, and love. And even animals also respond to the love and care and affection shown to them. And they don't even forget those who shared love and affection towards them. The title of the story, that is The Bond of Love, is quite appropriate as the contents of the story focus on a relationship of love and affection between human beings and animals. The narrator, through the medium of his wife and her pet sloth bear, reveals that love transcends even the barrier of species. The pets reared with sincere love and affection develop an unbreakable bond with their human caretakers. So this title, The Bond of Love, is an appropriate as it shows the bond and affection, the bond of love shown between human beings and animals. Even the wild animals respond to the love and affection shown towards them. Message. The story conveys the message of the need for showing kindness to animals, for they too are creatures created by the same God who created human beings. Animals have a right to dignified and free life. So, the story conveys the message that one should be kind and loving towards animals, as they are also a part of this environment and they are also the creation of the same God. So human beings have no right to create any kind of differentiation or humiliation towards them. Human beings, being superior in intelligence and evolution, have a special responsibility towards animals and birds, pet or wild. Animals also experience feelings of love, joy, pain and separation just like human beings. They are more devoted and loyal to reciprocating the love human beings give them. So this chapter reveals the fact that even the animals or the other creatures are full of emotions, but they cannot express them, so they are more devoted and loyal to the love shown towards them. Now let's discuss the new words: panting, taking short or quick breaths. Then next, wantonly, for no good reason. Prostrate, lying on the ground facing downwards. Scooted means ran away. Scruff of the neck means take hold of the back of the neck or collar suddenly and roughly. Christened it means named it. Condiments, spices, relish, great enjoyment. Floundering, struggling to move. Heaving, taking deep breaths. Flanks, the side of the body between the ribs and hips. Gaping means wide open. Hypodermic means a long needle used to give an injection under the skin. Squeals means screams. Antidote means a medicine taken or given to counteract a particular poison. Stertorous means noisy. Disdainfully means disapprovingly. The sump means the base of an internal combustion engine which serves as a reservoir of oil for the lubrication system. Studebaker, an old American car. Concealed means hidden. Curator means here it means, that means in this chapter this word means a person in charge of the zoo. Fretting means worried or unhappy or not relaxed. Restrain means stop. Conjectured means formed an opinion by guessing. Hoisted means raised by means of ropes or pulleys. Accomplished means completed. Squared means team. Gnarled means rugged, twisted. Now let's discuss the homework solutions. The first question is, on two occasions Bruno ate or drank something that should not be eaten or drunk. What happened to him on these occasions? Answer. In the first incident, Bruno ate the poison barium carbonate which had been kept to kill rats. He was struck by an attack of paralysis. The narrator took him to a veterinary doctor who injected medicines twice to revive Bruno. Then, in the second incident, Bruno drank the old engine oil which the narrator had drained out of the sump of his old car in order to fight a termite attack. This did not have any adverse effect on Bruno. Now the next question is, was Bruno a loving and playful pet? Why then did he have to be sent away? Answer. Yes, Bruno was a loving and playful pet. He was sent away because as he had grown into a big bear, it was not safe to keep him in an inhabited area as he could harm people. The narrator, his son and their friends convinced his wife, who was particularly attached to Bruno, and finally it was sent to the zoo at Mysore. Now the next question is question number 3. How was the problem of what to do with Bruno finally solved? So how was the problem solved? The problem of what to do with Bruno was finally solved by sending him off to the zoo at Mysore. They wrote a letter to the zoo in charge at the zoo at Mysore. Upon his consent, Baba was packed in a cage and was sent away. So, in this manner, the problem of what to do with Bruno was finally solved. That he was packed and was sent to the zoo. Now, your homework is that you have to complete the textual questions and note down the meanings of new words in your book using pencil. So, you will make the correct format of doing work. Then you will note down the question and the answer, and you will note down the meanings of new words using pencil in your Beehive book, not in Fair notebook.